Why? Why can Rambo do his overhead right here, okay, and then go up and do his crushing blow when Melina does her little hop over a little bunny for her overhead and it resets her crushing blow? All right, getting into his base crushing blows, we're gonna look at his forward 4 first, which is an overhead attack. I actually really like it when your character has like a standing overhead attack, kind of like Scorpion's. I believe this is back 4 or is it back 3? I can't remember which. Just mix that up with a nice little sweep, like right here. I'm doing his back 4, then I'm doing this overhead, and just a simple basic 50-50. Of course, you have your hop attacks, but I just think it's cool to have your own like unique overhead. Now to trigger this, you have to land the overhead 2 times in a row. So I landed it once, landed a second time, trigger the crushing blow. If you don't do it 2 times in a row, meaning you land it once and you do some other attack in between, it is reset and you have to land it again 2 times in a row. This is also your armor break move, which again, I think is really cool because it's a part of his base toolkit. So if you land this as an armor break, just 1 time is fine, you will trigger his crushing blow. Something interesting I want to show you here though, is that I land this overhead here and I don't technically land it here, I'm whiffing, okay? But it didn't reset and I landed again, triggers the crushing blow. In this case here, I land this overhead here and now it's blocked. And for whatever reason, I don't know why whiffing works and blocking doesn't, but you see here it is reset and I have to land it 2 more times to trigger the crushing blow. All right, moving on to the next base crushing blow, which is his forward throw. And the requirements are identical to Melina's forward throw crushing blow. If you guys haven't seen my Melina crushing blow guide, please check that out. This triggers if you don't jump or you haven't been knocked down for 10 full seconds. Okay, so right here I'm Rambo, I'm jumping around, haha, hee hee, can't catch me, whatever. Now I try to do his forward throw. Obviously this will not trigger the crushing blow because I just saw me jumping. It hasn't been 10 seconds since I jumped, right? So here I'm Sub-Zero, controlling Sub-Zero. I go, I knock Rambo down again. I get up, I try to do his forward throw. Of course this will not work because I just got knocked down, duh. So it hasn't been 10 seconds since I've been knocked down. So here I skip ahead because I'm not gonna make you guys wait 10 seconds. Haven't been knocked down for 10 seconds, haven't jumped for 10 seconds. I rock up to Sub-Zero, do the forward throw, get the crushing blow. And this does dot damage over time, which is really, really cool. Now, something I wanna show you guys, which as you see, I'm already laughing. I'm sorry. I just think it's so funny how the game isn't consistent. But I just did Rambo's forward 4 right here is overhead, which you guys, I just heard me talk about, sets up another crushing blow. Look at this. Why? Why can Rambo do his overhead right here, okay, and then go up and do his crushing blow when Melina does her little hop over a little bunny for her overhead and it resets her crushing blow? So why can Rambo do his overhead, be completely horizontal off the ground, freeze, take a picture, hello everyone, and it doesn't reset his crushing blow? But for Melina, same exact requirements for her forward throw. She hops over a little, you know, hop step, whatever, and it resets hers. I think that's very interesting. And I don't really care. I'm not a Melina main, but if I was a Melina main, I'd be like, yo, where's the consistency with this? Okay, I would be very upset. Now, that being said, I know a lot of people hate playing Melina right now, and they're probably like, shut up, dude, before they patch her and make her more annoying. So that being said, we will move on to his next base crushing blow. His last base crushing blow is his back forward 4, which is where he slides across the ground and then hits you with a low, which looks really awesome to me. Now the range is okay for like the default. You see right here, it's a little less than half the screen. But if you hold forward, so you do back forward 4 and hold forward, you see it extends the range and he slides further. It feels like he's doing it even faster too, but I think he's just sliding further. And if you do back forward 4 and then press back, he'll roll away. So that's actually pretty cool in itself, because if you do this on block and roll away, then I feel like you're basically resetting the neutral. I feel like it's hard for your opponent to punish you. I don't use this move pretty much simply because I do his leopard crawl stance a lot. So I don't know if it's hard to punish. But anyway, the next thing is that you can do forward, slide forward, and then roll away. I just showed you to do back forward, and then roll away right afterwards. Now you can amplify this, and that's really important because that's what you need to get the crushing blow. And get into that, you trigger this crushing blow by landing the slide and amplifying it on hit 3 times total. That is total, not 3 times in a row. So very, very similar to Sub-Zero slide, where he does a slide and amplify it and just get that total 3 times. Just I'm showing you right here, or similar to like Liu Kang's bicycle kick, where he could do a combo into the bicycle kick or just land a bicycle kick and amplify it 3 times total. And it has to be amplified. Again, I'm showing you right now that I did it 3 times in a row and then I amplified the last hit, didn't work. So it has to be total amplified hit 3 times in a row. And one of my favorite things about this is kind of like what I said about Liu Kang, is that you can basically land a combo and end with this and then get, you know, better combo damage, and you've actually basically moved toward the requirements of getting your 3 total times in a row with your amplification because of the ending with the combo. And that to me, just the requirements for this, I just think is really cool and it's pretty easy to get, because you want to land your combo sometimes with amplify moves anyway just to get more damage. So it's kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright, moving on to his first tournament variation. He technically has 2 crushing blows in this variation, and that is coming from his command grab and his parry out of his crawl stance, which is probably my favorite thing about Rambo. I love this stance. I just think it looks awesome. He drops to the ground, gets up on you, slices you with the knife, is evasive, does the command grab, has a parry. It's just an awesome stance to me. But anyway, how you trigger these crushing blows is you have to crawl a certain amount of distance away, and I just showed you there. It's about a backdash and a little bit of more of a backdash after that. You crawl that distance, and if you land a parry or the command grab, I just did the command grab, you get the crushing blow. Now I'm showing you right now how evasive this stance is. This stance has really good evasive properties. I made a guide going over Rambo's crawl stance. If you haven't seen it, please check that out. Obviously, I was being a little over dramatic there. Nobody's gonna whiff that many times. With Sub-Zero, you're definitely gonna get hit with the low at some point. But something else I need you guys to be aware of is that you only get one of these crushing blows. It's very similar to if you have a character that has crushing blows on both his generic throws. So if you get the command grab crushing blow, the other parry crushing blow becomes invalid. Okay, and if you get the parry crushing blow, then the command grab crushing blow becomes invalid. So just be very aware of that you don't get both. He technically has 2, but you only get to trigger 1. Alright, for variation 2, he has his down back 4, which is a special move, and it's a mid and comes out in I-23, so a little bit on the slower side. What I like is it has this really big arc range, so if you get hit within that range of that big arc, I think that's kind of cool. Now you can amplify this, and that's actually really important because you need to amplify it to trigger the crushing blow. Now what I like most is this right here. The fact that when he crouches down to cut his little tripwire to send out the little ball to hit you or whatever, that he actually goes under highs. And I think that's going to be important in certain situations if you're trying to do like a projectile war with somebody that has high projectiles. Now to trigger this crushing blows, you have to land this move 3 times in a row, amplifying the 3rd hit. So it has to be 3 times in a row. I'm showing you an example here. I'm doing it 2 times, amplify, hit him again, amplify. Then I walk up and do his back 3-3. And then after that, you're going to see me amplify it, and it's not going to trigger the crushing blow. So it has to be 3 times in a row. However, something that in my opinion is not very clear in the move list is that it can be amplified or it can be a regular attack. And as long as the 3rd hit is amplified on the 3rd attack, well, the 3rd hit for 3 times in a row is amplified, it will work. You saw me hit him with the regular attack twice and then amplify the 3rd hit. And I think that's really cool. That actually makes it a little easier to get in case you don't have meter or something like that. And something else I'm showing you here is very similar to his 4-4. I hit the first 2 attacks right there. Then I whiffed 2 attacks and it didn't reset. So I landed amplify and it still triggers the crushing blow. Very, very similar to his 4-4. And just like his 4-4, again, if you block it, it resets it. So I blocked it and then I did it, and the 3rd hit right there, amplify, didn't work because it was blocked. Alright, for variation 3, he has 2 crushing blows, and they are 2 independent crushing blows. So if you get one, you still have the other. And the first one we're going to talk about is the back 4-4, which is his little roll into this little mid attack you see me doing. And it's the same button notation as the leopard crawl stance, or at least I think it's called leopard crawl. I just call it crawl stance, but I think in a move it says leopard crawl. And the same as the slide forward, so you can't have all 3 of those. Now you have a little bit of some variety out here. You see here I'm pressing down, so I'm doing back 4-4 and I'm pressing down and I'm canceling. I'm not throwing out an attack. Now this does use defensive meter, and particularly you want to do this if you want to just throw your opponent off, make them think you're going to attack and you don't, and maybe set up and cause them to punish you or something, and you do something in return. Now you can amplify this as well. So back 4-4 and then amplify, and he does an overhead attack. And you might be thinking, well, what's the difference between the back 4-4 mid and the back 4-4 overhead, since technically you can block both standing? And the answer is, well, I don't know. Ah, you thought I had an answer, right? Yeah, no, I don't know everything. Don't judge me. Okay, I'm joking, guys. No, I mean, I don't know everything, but I am joking. The answer is that when you do the regular back forward 4 on block, that's minus 11, so it's punishable on block. And you do back forward 4 and amplify, it is plus on block, you're +1. And you also have better frames on hit. When you do the amplify on hit, you actually have the like it's like +30 or +32 or something like that. So pretty a lot of frames to get on top of your opponent. Whereas on for the regular mid, it's not as good. And you trigger this crushing blow, as I just showed you there, as a punish or a counter in general to anything. So there's nothing specific. As long as you do a punish or a counter and you don't amplify, because I just amplified and I didn't get it. So you have to do back forward 4 and don't amplify. You do back forward 4 and amplify, you won't get the crushing blow. The catch here, which I find to be very interesting, is that if you amplify, you have much better frames on hit and on block. And if you don't amplify, then your frames aren't as good, unfortunately. But you have a chance of getting a crushing blow. So it's kind of like a dilemma. You gotta kind of make your own decision there. That being said, this move is evasive. I just showed you with Scorpion, he went under the high, and there's gonna be cases where you roll behind your opponent. So because of the evasive properties, I think you have a good chance, as long as you're setting this up, to actually get a punish effectively and get the crushing blow for this move. All right, last crushing blow for his variation 3 is his command grab, which is always nice to have a command grab. If you don't amplify, it naturally switch sides. This is a high. You see I'm ducking Sub-Zero and this whiffing. And if you amplify, you can choose which side you want to drop your opponent. So if you amplify, you can keep them on the same side, or when you amplify, you can switch sides. And something to take mental note of is when you amplify and you switch sides, it does more damage than if you amplify and you keep the same side. Also, mental note is if you amplify and keep the same side, you have more hit frames, which allows you to do a little bit better pressure off of your opponent wake ups. Now you trigger this crushing blow by landing the command grab when your opponent does a get up roll, forward, back, whatever. As long as you land it when they're doing a get up roll, this will trigger the crushing blow. You have to amplify though. And again, you have the choice of switching sides or keeping them on the same side. And again, it does more damage. Okay. Also, you do dot damage when you trigger this crushing blow. So you have initial like impact, like right now damage, I guess you can call it, and then you have dot damage over time. And if you don't amplify, as I said before, you will not get the crushing blow. His last crushing blow is not a part of his base moves or his tournament variations. You press down back 1 and Rambo stabs the ground to pick up this little bug thing. He eats it and he gets his life back, which is really cool in itself that he gets his life back. I don't know if I would trade this for a move or anything, but you know, you have options. Now, if you do this a bunch of times really fast, back to back, it will start decreasing how much life he gets back for each bug he eats. But it's like in a time interval, so if you wait long enough and then do it again, it'll return back to the original amount of how much life he gets back. Now you trigger this crushing blow in 2 ways. First way is if he stabs the ground, just do it over and over again. He's just really hungry for whatever reason. He keeps eating, getting a little bit of health each time is being decreased. Eventually Rambo's going to get sick to the stomach and he's going to throw up. He can only take so much, I guess. And after he throws up, the crushing blow is activated, and then the next time he stabs the ground and eats the bug, he gets a whole lot of life back, or a lot more life. And the other way to trigger this, which is probably the more practical way, because I don't see anybody letting you sit there and stab the ground over and over again in a serious match, is if your fatal blow is on cooldown. So basically you whiff your fatal blow, it's on cooldown, then you stab the ground, get the bug, and it's gonna activate and trigger the crushing blow, and you're gonna get more life back, which is probably a good time to go for it, because if you're in fatal blow range, you don't have a lot of life. And we've come to the end of my Mortal Kombat 11 Rambo Crushing Blows guide. If you guys like the content, please like and subscribe. As I always say, it really helps my channel a lot. I appreciate all you guys' support. I've been building up my Instagram page, and I'm a little shocked how many followers I've gotten so far, but it's all greatly appreciated. If you guys like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Dead by Daylight, either of those games, go check it out. I got some cool posts over there, videos and artwork and things like that. This is Acid Light. You guys take care.